traditional gender roles. I'm going to speak directly to the men with this one. Just because some voices are louder doesn't mean that others don't exist. There are still women out there that believe in and respect traditional gender roles. No accountability. Toxic women bask in oppression and victimhood. It's their go-to excuse whenever they're confronted with irrational behavior. If a woman isn't willing to take accountability and instantly rationalizes her actions with her oppression, you're fighting a losing battle. And lastly, inflated egos.
The reality is that women actually want to be owned. They just don't want to be limited, oppressed, controlled, or seen as less than. And the travesty is, as a society, we've taught women that this is what ownership actually is. When a woman is owned, it's essentially the opposite of the energy of her being astray. And women, to be completely honest with you, do not do well with being stray. If you actually take positive ownership over something, the best interest of that thing is of your utmost concern.
We should naturally want to get married to carry out our genes. Genes are immortal, and our role, the meaning of life, is to perpetuate the genes. In a few centuries, all traces of our existence as human individuals, memories of us, all our accomplishments, will likely be gone and forgotten, except for genes that survive from those of us who successfully reproduced through the generations. So, I'm going to be giving you 7 tips on what to look for in a woman. First, make sure she is close to her dad. Studies show young women who reported healthy relationships with their fathers were less likely to become clinically depressed or anxious. Second tip, make sure she had not been with more than 3 men, even better if still a virgin, because if she has, there will be a good chance that she does not have the ability to pair a bond. Third tip, if she does not have many friends, this is a good sign. Okay, I know I heard people say this is a bad thing, because she will require more attention from you. Well, I say that is a good thing, and that they just want to be with you, less likely to be cheating. And I mean, that is kind of the point, right? If you do not want to spend time with her, then don't get married. Fourth tip, make sure she is young. Younger women are much easier to pair bond with. They have no kids and have not been with a lot of men. No disease, good childbearing age, no baggage or mental damage from past relationships. Older women that are single for a reason. There is a small open window to snatch up the good ones. Fifth tip, look at her parents. The parents aren't trying to hide anything, but your girlfriend might be. Since everything is genetic, look at the lifestyle of the parents to see where she comes from. 6. High IQ. I know IQ is not an indicator of a good woman, but it just makes the life of you and your kids easier. Since intelligence is genetic, a smart woman is a blessing from God. At last, marry a beautiful woman genetically similar to yourself. Your ethnic group is your extended family. People who want a long relationship tend to select for someone similar to themselves. You want your children to look like you. So naturally we select from our extended kinship group because this maximizes the chance that we pass on more of our genes, and we both are more likely to care for them as we do ourselves. Which also means we invest more into our kids, the more like us they are. Also remember, you need to be very careful before committing to marriage in today's world. Over half of marriages end in divorce, usually initiated by the woman, who often takes even more resources from the man, as a reward given by the courts. A lot of men are not wanting to take that risk, but if you do, I can say that there are still some good women out there. I hope these tips will help you, for this all comes from my own personal experience. I did pray that God would send me a good wife, and have been married 18 years. I will conclude this video with a couple scriptures. Ephesians 5:28-30. That's how husbands ought to love their wives. in the same way as they do their own bodies. Anyone who loves his wife loves himself. No one ever hates his own body, but feeds it and takes care of it, just like Christ does for the church, because we are parts of his body. 1 Corinthians 13:4-5. True, Christ-like love is the foundation of a strong marriage. Love is the glue that creates an unbreakable bond between a husband and wife. When two people truly love one another, they are long-suffering and kind toward one another. Thanks for watching.